Greetings and thank you for joining me on the Victory Independence channel. Am I the only one who's now watching this to the point where I'm almost cheering on Bernanke? I remember in 08, 09 when I was making these videos, and I would talk about, exposing the Federal Reserve, talking about how it wouldn't work by lowering interest rates, how they were only adding to the problem, more debt, trying to solve too much debt with more debt, or trying to solve too low of interest rates or too big of a bubble with building another bubble or lowering interest rates again. And now, I found myself, I don't watch too much TV. I saw on marketwatch.com it said Fed announcement imminent, so I go over to my living room and I turn on CNBC, and there they have, big old announcement in red. Bernanke announces QE3. And instead of getting frustrated or angry like I used to in 2008 that, they're doing all the wrong things, at this point it's kind of like Chris Duane says, the system isn't worth saving. So it's kind of like I watch it and go, hell yeah, Bernanke. And in fact, the only disappointment in QE3 today is it wasn't big enough. Now it's kind of open-ended. They're going to buy $40 billion in mortgage-backed securities. They're going to keep interest rates down at least until mid-2015. Interesting, Bernanke makes that kind of statement. It's kind of like when Congress makes these 10-year projections. It'll be a different Congress, and in Bernanke's case, it could be a different Fed chairman. But that's what they're saying. Mid-2015, they're going to have this low interest rate policy. You got to think about, how do you pull back from this? How would you all of a sudden one day raise mortgage rates when the economy and the housing market's barely hanging on with interest rates they are at where they are? And the Fed's doing these bond purchases. You got to think about, look at this buyer that has come in to support this market. Where is the buyer going to come from to replace the Fed so the Fed can exit? And this is very inflationary. When you think about it, it's the purest form of inflation. It is the expansion of the money supply. And we've already got things that are already adding to price inflation, like things in the Middle East that are heating up, like a lot of drought that has happened in this country. I was talking to some farmers where they were telling me, 50% of the crops in certain regions were done, cooked. No irrigation for a lot of these farms in the South and Midwest. So, you've got a lot of people wanting to eat beef. You've got this rising middle class in the East. And here they want to have some steak, and they want to have some hamburger meat or some beef slices in there, whatever they eat. So anyway, I know that came out just horrible. But anyway, the cows obviously require grain. And then, of course, the United States is subsidizing farmers and stuff and giving tax credits so we can go burn it, use corn for fuel. So you got a lot of things that are going to be inflationary anyway, but you do have this stagnant economy that's kind of slushing around. And I think that's what we're going to continue to see. You continue to see it until the day you don't. It's kind of like Charles Biederman always talks about the mining stocks. He goes, they're a bad investment until the day they're not. So I look at precious metals as a safe place to be. I'm obviously, of course, again, Bernanke, yeah, dude, you're awesome, man. Keep rocking that thing. I don't watch silver or gold or even the stocks I hold very often. In fact, maybe once a week, maybe sometimes every other week. But of course, on a day like today, I turned it on and saw silver up $1.50. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Silver's rallying. That's good. For people who are buying precious metals. But it's just a funny thing, just kind of throwing that out there if you guys feel the same way. At this point, I'm a Bernanke cheerleader. I am so excited. He is such a great thing for my investments. In fact, if I had to pick a person who was going to be in charge of making sure my investments did well, I would have to put Bernanke on the payroll. Because I think about it, he is improving my net worth because I am invested in tangible, specific hard assets and stocks that are backed by hard assets. So when I think about that, hey, Bernanke, you're doing a great job. The system, I don't like it. I don't want it. I reject it. But you know what? As long as I'm living in it, hey, hats off to Bernanke. This is water, but we'll do a nice cheers to Bernanke. Anyway, go Bernanke, man. A little disappointed in you they didn't print that much, but hey, let's